So if you're looking at the very bottom right, you see there's like the
Mhm.
couple little green lines going. What that's
Yeah.
trying to denote is that you can see the individual racks in the best container, right?
Mhm.
Each
Mhm.
one of those racks goes to its own PCS. So
Yeah.
if something were to happen for some reason and one of those PCSs has some type of issue, you're not losing your entire 5 megawatt hours. All you're
Yeah.
losing is that one 200
Right.
kW output. So
Right.
that's, I mean, that's massive, right? That's
Right.
huge,
Yeah.
especially when you get a lot of these things together. The other
Yeah. That's
benefit,
kind of like the
though,
microinverter effect in a residential installation kind of
that's
thing.
exactly it. That's it.
Yeah.
And well, and just like how microinverters are really easy to go and swap out, we've made
Yeah.
these really easy to go and swap out. Literally,
Yeah.
all you have to do is if one goes out, you would go
Mhm.
up to it. You would obviously turn off the disconnects for that PCS. You unplug, I want to say it's 3 cables on the back, 2 cables on the front, plus a comms cable. Slide the whole thing out, slide a new one in. You can do it
Right.
in, I don't know, 30 minutes,
I
an
guess.
hour.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, this is,
these are the
yeah,
components we're talking
those
about.
are, yeah. So those, we're seeing the racks there.
Yeah.
There's 8 modules per rack. Um,
Mhm.
and then this actually shows a little bit more as well as far as our viewing structure. So one thing that's really nice about how we have this set up is we want to get as granular as we can,
Mhm.
right? We want to see everything. So inside each module, we have CSC sensors. So essentially what that means is we can see individual cell temperature levels, voltage levels, everything like that. That
Mm.
data is then taken and it's brought down to that would be the BMU, and then that's brought down to our what we call our BCMU. And all these acronyms, don't worry about them. Essentially, what I'm trying to tell you is that from our module level view, we can take all that data and put it and say, okay, this rack with these 8 modules in it is doing this as a whole, right? And then that goes over to our actual battery management system, which is talking with our PCS and the EMS. And essentially, we can control everything at a much finer level, and we can see um, if there's any issues going on, and we can correct any differences in state of charge between cells and modules. So that ability not only helps us make sure everything's up and running right, but we also have the ability to increase the lifetime of the battery system because we have that granularity and that ability to control an individual rack. With like a
Makes
central,
sense.
you're just pushing power to this block, right? Now we've essentially cut up this block and push power to this one, this level, and make sure everything's
Yeah.
even all the way throughout. So
Yeah.
big,
So
big
and
benefits
that
there.
probably ends up mitigating the total downtime of a battery system in its lifetime
Definitely,
too. Because
definitely.
worst case, you're not down for, a day or 2 days or
No,
hours, but you're just down 2% of the whole battery system for a day.
that's it. That's
And
it.
so that
Yep.
ends up being like, still 99.5%,
Exactly. And that's where the big cost savings come in. And a
Yeah.
lot of people, for some of these large like utility scale installs that we do,
Yeah.
they'll buy a couple extra PCS units just to keep on
Yeah.
site. So they can
Right.
swap it out immediately, send us the old
Yeah.
one, and for under warranty, we'll fix it for free, right? Send it back
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That makes sense. How about in the CNI segment? So does this
mhm.
same logic transfer over there? And what are some other elements
Yeah.
that come into play?
So it does when you get to like the 250 system. So
Should I pull up a slide
since
again?
you can, yeah, pull up that number 3 slide. Or this one, it actually works well. That one
Yeah.
right there is fine.
Okay.
Let's look at this
Cool.
one. Okay. So just to put it out simply.
Yeah.
So what we're looking at here is going to be the front side of the PCS cabinet.
Yeah.
In the PCS cabinet, you see denoted right there, there's two 125 kW PCSs. So
Yeah.
each one of those will control its own battery cabinet. So for the 125, when there's only one of those 125 PCSs in there, and then you only have one cabinet, so you don't really get the benefits of the string design. It's just because it's so small, right?
Yep.
But when you move up to that next step to the 250, now each 125 is controlling its own battery cabinet. So if one of those goes down, you still have the other battery cabinet. You see, so it gets, yeah, we still have that implemented. It's hard to implement it on a really small system,
Yeah.
but we still
Yeah.
do have it implemented.